What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metro Fan 12 coming to you with another video game review. And this time I'm reviewing the game George Foreman's KO Boxing, which was released on the NES, Super Nintendo, Game Boy, Sega Master System, Sega Genesis, and Sega Game Gear by Acclaim. And you pretty much play as George Foreman, who is trying to be World Heavyweight Champion in three different boxing circuits and stuff like that. And this was during the time between say 1987 to say like 1994, where there were boxing games that were named after different boxers that were World Heavyweight Champion. Of course, we started with Mike Tyson's Punch Out. There was Buster Douglas boxing game, Vander Holyfield, and then there's this game, George Foreman's KO Boxing. You know what I'm saying? Now, in each boxing match in this game, the boxing match consists of 3 rounds where you try to win by knocking out the opponent or through TKO. But if you can't win through KO, TKO, the winner is determined by decision. They take into consideration like damage and knockouts, and that's how points are earned into determining the winner of the match. You know what I'm saying? And if you happen to lose that particular match, you're given a opportunity for a rematch against that same opponent. And if you lose pretty much the second time, you pretty much get a game over. You pretty much have to start from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of who you lost against. But if you beat the opponent through decision or knockout, you go on to the next fighter. You know what I'm saying? And there's pretty much 12 fighters in the game that you will fight. You know what I'm saying? And their names are Lorenzo, Bullet Luciano, Tommy, Tornado Collins, Cinco the Boss, Fuji, Oka, I think. There's Sonny Joe Dukes, Earthquake Turret, Larry the Sheik, Bork. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Anyway, then there's Eddie the Pirate, Preston, and Crazy Miguel Vasquez, Irish Tommy Morton, Tyrone Madman Mosley, and Larry the Surgeon Scott. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much what I've noticed about this game, at least with the NES version and the Super Nintendo version of George Foreman's KO Boxing, is that it's the gameplay is similar to Mike Tyson's Punch Out on the NES, while the Sega versions of this game, when it's in regards to the Master System version, the Genesis version, and the Game Gear version, kind of remind me of the Rocky game on the Sega Master System. I think in terms of like gameplay and all that. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to the graphics and design of George Foreman KO Boxing, they're mediocre at best. But at the same time, the Game Gear version, the Genesis version, and the Sega Master System version has the advantage in terms of the color palette. And the when you look at the NES, Super Nintendo, and Game Boy version, the color palette is just outright bland. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've noticed about it. And when you look at the gameplay and controls, it's kind of stiff, and it can be frustrating at times because you can be hitting them, and not a lot of health will go down when you hit them, but when they hit you, your health will go down more so than theirs. You know, and the soundtrack is just boring, bland, and forgettable. You know what I'm saying? And to me, the biggest flaw in my opinion is the difficulty. Like when you face the first guy in this game, he's hard out the gate. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Mike Tyson's Punch Out where you start off with Glass Joe, um, Fine Cage and Piston Honda, it starts out like pretty simple enough, pretty easy enough, but it gets progressively harder in that game. But in this game, it's just hard. George Foreman's KO boxing is hard out the gate. You know what I'm saying? And, and to be honest, George Foreman's KO boxing just comes off as a lame knockoff of the Punch Out series. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and my advice is to pretty much skip this game. You know what I'm saying? Because there's better boxing games out there. I would say specifically Punch Out series, regardless if you're talking about the arcade version of Punch Out, Mike Tyson's Punch Out, or the Punch Out that came out on Super Nintendo in the Wii. You know what I'm saying? So this George Foreman's KO boxing is a hard, forgettable game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, as far as the score is concerned, I was give it a 4 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just outright bad. You know. With that being said, if you played George Foreman's KO boxing, whether on the NES or Sega Genesis, you can mention it. If there's any other graphics, you can mention it in the comment section. You can feel free to do so. You know what I'm saying? If you could recommend any other boxing game other than this in the comment section, you could also do that. You know what I'm saying? If you like this video, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Metro Fan 12 signing off.